Alright everyone, how are you doing? I'm Unruly and welcome back to Unruly Horror. If this isn't welcome back and this is your first time, please like, subscribe and share if you love horror just as much as I do. Now, this is what I bought this month, May 2022. And yeah, there's not been many videos, but I am fixing that. I have just got a brand new iPad, so I'm hoping to either use that or my phone to make things a bit easier when it comes to recording, because before, with my MacBook, the battery is broken, so it always has to be on a charger, which when I'm recording videos, it can get a bit confusing with the wires and everything, and don't really have that many places for them. So hopefully I can film more reaction videos now. Yay! Anyway, this is what I bought this month, and I kind of went a bit overboard. I was only meant to get 4 Blu-rays and 4 DVDs. I got a bit more, and even one of them isn't even a horror film, it's a horror series, but I think you can make an exception for this one. Okay, anyway, into the films. So first up is the box. Start with the Blu-rays, should I say. This was in the horror category on Music Magpie. Is this a horror? I would call it more of a thriller, and it even says a jumpy thriller. But it was in the horror category, it sounds good, and so just gonna class it. So basically, it's actually, I've heard this asked to people, like, oh, I've got a hole in my shirt. Oh well. Press the button and you get $1 million, but someone who you don't know will die. This is the offer given to Norma and Arthur, an ordinary decent couple, by the mysterious Arlington steward. The question, what would you do, will ring in your ears as you witness that their decision is just the beginning. Based on a short story by the writer of I Am Legend, the box takes you on a tense, gripping and totally unpredictable ride as the couple realise that they are part of something greater and far more terrifying than they could ever have imagined. Ooh. Sorry about my throat, guys, I've been ill for the past few days. I would have done this video yesterday, except my voice was even worse. It's not COVID, by the way. So yeah, I'm sure you've all heard that question of, if you press a button and got $1 million put in your account, but someone you don't know dies, what would you do? And it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, like how the consequences catch up. Okay, I haven't seen that one, by the way. The one that is coming up, I have seen, and I used to own on DVD. I really should check my collection before. Yeah, I don't own it. It's Chernobyl Diaries. This one's a bit of a mixed bag, really, isn't it? Because I hear some people say how it's not good. Bloody hell, was that? I'm a right mess, aren't I? Bloody hell. I've heard some people say that they don't like it, and I hear some people say it's okay. I think it's good. It has a really good jump scare. That got me the first time I watched it. So, spoiler alert, by the way, when they're in the tower, the flats, and they're walking through slowly, and they kind of hear a noise. And so they're slowly looking, and bang, a bear runs out of nowhere. That got me. So this came out, I think, about 10 years ago now. I remember seeing this all over YouTube adverts. So Chernobyl Diaries follows a group of 6 young tourists who are looking to go off the beaten path. They hire an extreme tour guide. Ignoring warnings, he takes them into the city of Pripyat, the former home to the workers of the Chernobyl nuclear reactor disaster. Now a deserted town since the disaster over 25 years ago. After a brief exploration of the abandoned city, the group soon find themselves stranded only to discover that they are not alone. There's the post once. Okay, I'm back. Post had to come, didn't it, as I'm doing this. Where was I up to? So yeah, they're going to Chernobyl. They hired the tour guide and they start to hear noises, but then they say it's a bear. They go to the van, turns out it's been sabotaged, and they're stuck there, and just creepy things start to happen. They see people, and yeah, they get hunted down. And spoiler alert, just gonna leave that there. You got 5 seconds. Have you went and watched the film yet? You have? Okay. Turns out these are mutants who are affected by the radiation. And they kind of hunt them down one by one. And at the very end, I can't remember the names of the characters, but it's like a man and a woman who are left. And they've got radiation burns. And when they get taken to hospital, there's an argument. It turns out the government know about them and are keeping them secret. And so, to silence the witnesses, they chuck her. Don't know what happens to the man. I think he gets killed. I'm not quite sure. It's been a while since I've seen it. But they chuck her in a room full of the mutants to kill her. I would recommend it. I would say it's a good one in my books. Next up is a one I haven't seen. I think this is a remake of another popular one. And unfortunately, it seems whenever I buy a remake or a film, I hear it's bad after I bought it. Prom Night. Now, I think this is based on... Yes, this is a remake of a 80s film, I think. I think it's 1980s. If you do know, let me know in the comments. I'll just look it up anyway, but show your knowledge of. Pure picture and sound quality, true to the original source master. 3 years ago, Donna watched in horror as an obsessed predator murdered her family. Tonight is her senior prom, and although she is anxious about the past, she is excited to celebrate her future with her friends. What Donna doesn't know is that the deranged psychopath has escaped from the asylum. He's returned to hunt her down, intent on killing anyone who gets in his way. As the night races towards its heart-pounding conclusion, the question becomes not who will be prom queen, but who will survive the killer's rampage. So yeah, I had to do me a bit of an acting at the end there. It couldn't be helped. Oh, I swear, everyone, don't get ill. It looks okay. I mean, the pictures look like early 2000s teen films. I don't know when this came out. 2008. Confirms my suspicions. Yeah, this is either going to be one of two things. It's either going to be an okay remake that's original to the first one. Actually, no, one of three things. It's going to either be that. It's either going to be okay, but it's going to do drastic things to be like, look, we're different from the original. Look at us. Or three, it's going to be just like a lot of remakes, and it is going to be bad acted, poor quality rip-off of the first one without any little bit of originality. So I really hope it's not that. And I've just noticed this Blu-ray must be a few years old because it's telling you to play it on a PlayStation. Not a PlayStation 5 and not a PlayStation 4, which came out when I was in college. A PlayStation 3, this is telling you to play it on. My God, how were you intact? Yeah, I think I was just ending my first year at Gateshead College when the PlayStation 4 came out. Bloody hell. And that was 2014. I think it was 2014. Or 2013. I'm not good with years consoles came out, guys. Okay, last up for the Blu-rays is the original Purge. And this I can tell is a few years old because I'm pretty sure Ultraviolet shut down in 2018. So, yeah, what can I say? I hope you've all seen The Purge. I remember it being everywhere, and I remember it being on a telephone box in my hometown. Just one night a year, all crime, including murder, is legal. And I was like, And there's me stupidly thinking, oh, are we going to get some kind of extreme Halloween? No. Forget Halloween and think of hell. That's a very good tagline. Wow. I can't read the paper who said it, unless anybody can magically enhance the name. If one night a year you could commit any crime without facing consequences, what would you do? In the near future America, the government has sanctioned an annual 12-hour period which all criminal activity, including murder, becomes legal. The Purge. On this night, plagued by violence and epidemic of crime, one family is tested to see how far they will go to protect themselves when the vicious outside world breaks into their home. I've seen it a few times. It is a very good concept that has become popular in, the current media and culture. Rick and Morty did an episode about The Purge. It's got a big film series, which I've got I think I've got all of them now. And funny enough, I think I've got every single Purge film on Blu-ray now. All I need really is the TV series and the Forever Purge, the latest one, and then that's my collection of the Purge done. I've unknowingly been collecting the Purge films without even thinking. Okay, that is the 4 Blu-ray. That is the 4 Blu-rays done. I don't edit out bloopers. I like to show you the originality, the realism of it all. Now on to the 7 films in one TV series. I'll start with the TVs. I might as well start with the series here. First up is Chucky Season 1. I have been dying to see this ever since it released, because I don't have Sky, so I couldn't watch it. I looked for streams online, I looked for anything. Couldn't. Just had to wait till the DVD came out. And it came out, I bought this the day it was released on DVD. I got it the same day, much like I did the Scream when it came out, because I was just dying to see it. I watched this in 2 days. I just couldn't get enough of it. I like it. I'd heard so much praise, seen so many praise online. I avoided spoilers since December for this. I've avoided any kind of spoiler, and it was worth it. I like how you've got the original characters. I like how it continues on from Cold to Chucky. I like how there's certain shots that recreate shots from the original. Just like the Exorcist TV series, where it recreates certain shots from the original films. The story is good. Very good LGBTQ plus representation with Jake. I like how they mention Glenda, twice. Once at a passing of when Chucky's trying to earn Jake's trust, and later on when Tiffany says, Glenn sent us a present and it's a bomb. I don't know if they're talking about, because if you remember at the end of Seed of Chucky, Glenda kind of got split into Glenn and Glenda, so I don't know if they're on about the human. I don't know if they're retconning it back to being a doll. Who knows? I am excited for season 2 though. I can't wait for that. And yeah, I really like it. What can I say? Really good pacing, creepy, good few scares, like the story, like the dramatics of it all. Just one of the best TV series I've watched this year, if not for a while. Okay, next up is Malignant. I haven't seen this one. I do believe it's by J.H. James 1. And if you know me, you know I love slipcovers. And this one has a beautiful slipcover because it's tight. That takes force. You want to know how tight it is? Normally when I have a slipcover and I do that, it slides back down. This is tight, it sticks up. Like, I don't even know if I can get it out fully, like there. Wow, there we go. This came out in 2021, so it's a very recent one. I haven't really heard anything about it. So a woman is paralysed by shocking visions of grisly murders, and her torment worsens as she discovers that these waking dreams are in fact terrifying realities. I haven't really heard anything. I don't know anything about it. I've seen a few people talk online of how they liked the film, and I've seen 1 or 2 comments saying they thought it was boring, but like you say, it's all about one person's perspective and if they like it. If we all like the same thing in this world, it'd be boring life, wouldn't it? So yeah, a gender-bending thriller. Sounds like a good way to describe some horror films. I don't know about the colour grade. I don't know if those are actual frames from the film or that is, because they are 2 separate colour grades. And that one looks a bit greyish, when that one, I would love if the film looked like that. Okay, next up is a film. Oh yeah, I haven't seen Malignant. I don't know if I've said that yet. Next up is a film I haven't seen yet. I just started watching it the other day, but I turned it off because I was busy, so I had to go somewhere. It is a classic. It is a film I've been trying to get my hands on for a few years now. And any time I looked at eBay or Amazon, it was like £60, £70, £80 for a copy. And then to one day, I discovered this for £5. Ladies and gentlemen, rev your chainsaws for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It is a classic. Leatherface. It's Tobe Hooper's original uncut. If you don't know about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre yet, then, you know, you need to get out of that rock. But this is everywhere. I don't know if you can tell me thoughts going. Leatherface. If ever a film should be banned, you know. It was shocking back when it was first released in 1974. But, you know, it is one of the most influential horror films. Leatherface is such an iconic character. In the Chainsaw series is so, what's the word I'm trying to say? Bizarre. Like, if you take the original and then you look at something like The Next Generation, those films are worlds apart. Even if you look at the other Leatherface film I've got, which is just called Leatherface, that one, and I think that one's actually going to be a prequel to this one. So different. I can't wait to watch all of it. I got up to the hitchhiker cutting Thingy's hand. I'm bad with names, guys. You know me. I remember faces, but not names. You know, he cuts him and they kick him out of the van. That's where I've got up to. So, just at the very start. I think it's going to take us a while to find the other films for a reasonable price. Next up is a film that I thought I was buying the original. I thought I bought this buying the original film, and it wasn't until I'd ordered it on Amazon, then I seen the year it came out, and I thought, oh no, I bought the remake, haven't I? It's the Slumber Party Massacre. Yep. And then I thought, well, maybe it's just an updated cover. You look at the back, completely different actresses from the original film. Now, I don't know anything about the remake. Truth be told, I didn't know there was a remake. But this came out in 2021, apparently. And I didn't even know this was coming out. I never heard of a remake. So I was just as shocked when I said, what? This is odd. It is a slipcover. So at least I've got that on my hands. I mean, I do like the cover. It's a bit like the original. I do like it. A slumber party turns into a bloodbath when a psychopath wielding a power drill disrupts the fun. Slumber Party Massacre is a reimagining of Roger Corman's 1982 classic. It is a classic. I like it. I've seen it. And I do think it's a very good slasher for the genre age it was made. And I do know that the original director of it was written by a woman. It was directed by a woman, which for back in the 80s was a massive thing. So yeah, I'll watch it. I'm going to try and keep an open mind because I don't dislike remakes in general. I think The Crazies is one of the best remakes of an original film you can ever do. I think people love the remake more than I love the original film, which is saying something, but it is a fantastic one. Remakes can be good if done correctly. It just so happens when people remake it, they try to add more of originality, more of their spin on it, when sometimes they don't need changing. Sometimes remakes don't need to happen. Child's Play 2019. We didn't need a reimagining of Child's Play. Yes, you took it into the digital age, but again, it was just people love the original, and if you mess with it and you don't keep it to a certain degree of originality of the first one, it's just not going to work. Let's be honest. Okay. Next up is a film I have seen recently. Spiral from the Book of Saw. This is the latest in the Saw franchise. Slipcover again, man. I mean, just, my collector's heart. Actually, I was looking forward to this one ever since Jigsaw was released, and they said we're going to be working on another one. A criminal mastermind unleashes a twisted form of justice in Spiral, a terrifying new chapter from the Book of Saw, working in the shadow of his father, an esteemed police veteran, and brash detective Ezekiel Zeke Banks and his rookie partner take charge of a grisly investigation into murders that are eerily reminiscent of the city's gruesome past. Unwittingly entrapped in a deepening mystery, Zeke finds himself in the centre of the killer's morbid games. Now, what I like about this film is it kind of the twist at the end is kind of good. It's kind of good. I've heard of some people saying they predicted it when, I don't know if I'm just dumb, but I couldn't predict it. I do like at the very end though, here, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, how he tricks them into thinking he's trying to shoot them when he's not. I like the ambiguous ending though, so they have left room for a sequel if they wanted to, which I think they are doing. I hope they are doing. Yeah, also on a quick note, there is, was it 2 or 3? There is 2 film series I said I always wanted to have a British version made of them. One of them was a Purge, and one of them was a Saw film. I want a UK version of The Purge, and so, because it would be just so kind of like, as a British person, I'd be yes. But it would be so good to see like refreshing look on a different society reacting to, obviously, The Purge. We don't have many guns in the UK, and if we did, The Purge would probably just be a bunch of farmers shooting everyone. We have tight gun law in this country, and this is a few days after the unfortunate Texas shooting. So yeah, America, gun laws work. We had a shooting in 1992, 1993. Put a bit of gun law in, he ain't had a school shooting since. Oh, it's a continuing argument, isn't it, in America about gun law, like it's in the amendment. But if you just do a few checks, raise it to 21 maybe, mental health check, are you in the right mind to have it? Just a few things like that. Nothing too drastic. Next up is Misery. This is another classic based on a Stephen King book. It even tells you there. It's even got a feature of Stephen King. I didn't notice that. I haven't seen this film yet. I only just got it the other day. We all know it's... where's it start? Because this is just talking about Stephen King. This suspenseful masterpiece delivers genuine chills as it draws you into its harrowing game, played between two cunning minds. One as sharp as a tack, and the other as blunt as a sledgehammer. Wink, wink. Novelist Paul Sheldon doesn't remember the blinding blizzard that sent his car spinning off the road, nor does he remember being nursed back from unconsciousness. All he remembers is waking up in the home of Annie Wilkes, probably one of Kathy Bates's most famous roles. A maniacal fan who was bent on keeping her favourite writer as her personal prisoner for the rest of his cockadoodie life. As a Geordie, that is not an easy word to say. It earned... I don't know what the dots mean. It just says dot 1990 actress Bates. I think these are awards. So Kathy Bates won nominated. And it says the screenplay also got a few nominations as well. My throat is really starting to hurt. Next up is, as I mentioned before, Child's Play 2. This film was the first horror film, I ever watched in my entire life. I might have watched a bit of Dawn of the Dead remake when I was like 7 years old, when it was on TV for the first time. But when I was 12, I watched this at a friend's house. And yeah, the doll did freak us out. He had a Chucky doll upstairs. And I did think, oh God, any second now, that doll's going to come downstairs and murder us all. And I think some outside factors played a part in it. Like, I don't know, a few hours after I watched Child's Play 2, I was taken into hospital with a lung infection where I spent 3 days in hospital. That's a true story. And I had a few nightmares for over a year about Chucky. It's been a massive fear of mine. But recently, I'm starting to get over it, to where I can safely watch Child's Play 2 without any fear, without my heart pumping. I can just watch it and be like, yep, this is a good film. If you haven't seen it, in this new chapter, Andy Barclay and the demonic doll attempt to possess his soul. Despite being roasted to a crisp in the last escapade, Chucky rises from the ashes after being reconstructed by a toy factory to dispel the negative publicity surrounding the doll. Back in one piece, Chucky tracks his prey to a foster home where the chase begins again in this fiendishly clever sequel to the popular original. It is better than the first one. The first one was all about tension. About, is the doll alive? surely we've seen him run. Where's Andy the killer? And the second one just plays fully on it. It's good, suspenseful of, do the parents know? You know, is that actually Chucky? Just keep you thinking. Last up, Child's Play 3. I've only ever seen this film once, and that was last year, I think. I like it. I think it's a good sequel. Chucky gets more humorous, as in the next film, Bride of Chucky, he just goes on full-on stand-up comic. One of the... I don't know if they meant to... I don't know what they're trying to... Filmden. I've never heard that word before. One of Filmden's most notorious killers is back to wreak more mayhem as Chucky continues his quest to possess the body of a human child. 8 years after seemingly destroying the killer doll, Andy Barkley turns 16 and is placed in a military school. Meanwhile, the greedy president of PlayPal's toy company decides to resurrect the popular good guy doll line. Confident that all the bad publicity is forgotten as the assembly line recreates the first doll from a mass of melted plastic, the spirit of Chucky returns to renew his quest and seek revenge on Andy. Once again, it's up to Andy to stop the unrelenting killer in this fast-paced thriller. It's set in the military school. Chucky gets a few more laughs in, a few more one-liners, eventually becoming the comic character that he would become. And yeah, it's different than the first two. Not as good, but still an enjoyable watch, nevertheless. And yeah, before my voice dies, that is what I bought. All the films I bought this month. Bloody hell. Now guys, if you like what you see here, please like, subscribe and share if you want to see all the horrors I get. And a few more reaction videos, I think, before the next what I bought this month. Gonna hold me to that promise, guys. Hold me to it. Thank you. Have a nice day.